Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Weekly Money. Before I get into this week's content, whether you're already hauling loads, preparing to get started, or if you just discovered this hotshot trucking industry and you're still kicking tires, I've created a free 7-part video training for you, and in it I explain the behind the scenes of how this business works. You can download that for free on my website and start watching it right now. And for those of you wanting a full free month of DAT Loadboard access, or if you're interested in using the same factoring company, free fuel card, or ELD companies that me and most of my drivers use, I'll explain how to sign up step by step at the end of this episode. Speaking of this episode, let's get moving. In case you're wondering, yes, this is a real photo. One of my drivers took it last week, leaving California, going through Oregon toward Washington State. On the way back, however, we encountered something massive. So the West Coast got demolished with snow and rain during the last week of January 2021. If you're traveling out of California on I-80, chances are you're either stranded or you've heard about this already. But if you're about to book a load leaving the West Coast, traveling east on I-80, you may not want to do that because there's a lot of truckers just stranded because I-80 is closed as of right now. It's January 31st, 2021. It's closed until at least February 5th for the rest of the week. February 5th, 2021, if not more, just because of how much snow was dumped on that side of the country. So just a heads up, beware. And while we're on the subject of weather, if you're heading to the Northeast, booking a load to the Northeast, or you're already in the Northeast, empty or loaded, just know that the Northeast is also going to get pummeled on Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday with a snowstorm. So needless to say, the weekly tip for this week is to have yourself an app or a website like AccuWeather in your favorites on your phone. You can see the 5-day forecast nationally, zoom in, zoom out. It's color-coded for rain and weather, and this will easily let you know where and when you may not want to go, or when it's okay to go certain places based on weather, and also, where you pick up loads, where you book loads, and where you don't, just based on weather. So, word to the wise. One of my drivers is based where I'm based here in New England, and he runs pretty much the same lanes that I run. It's not the easiest thing to start your week off loaded in the Northeast or in New England, unless you take anything just to get out into deeper waters. It's just the way it works. So we started off this week with this load here for $450. But before I go even further, yes, that is my truck in this image. It is not my driver's truck. No, I'm not loaning out or leasing out or renting out my truck. He was just moving really fast at this location. Didn't have time to snap a picture. So I put in one of my photos because he's picking up at a shipper that I previously used to pick up at all the time. You can see that in my past videos. The surroundings will look familiar. And this is one of the benefits of, me being a dispatcher now, having been a driver. I'm able to, I have the relationship with the broker that has control over this site, and the loads that he used to give me, I now am able to give to my drivers. I think just about all my drivers at this point have picked up at least once from this location because I get loads from there all the time, just because of the relationship that I had as a driver with that broker has now, crossed over into my relationship with him as a dispatcher. Anyway, we slept with that load, and Tuesday was a busy day. We had to drop that load that we picked up on Monday, also pick up this beauty, and then move along to what was supposed to be an easy load. But even though my driver has monster ramps on his trailer, this particular trailer that was going to go on his trailer, they weren't able to load it. They had no way to load it at the shipper, believe it or not. So thank goodness the broker was nice enough to pay for this rollback. And the rollback showed up really quickly. That never happens. Showed up really quickly, got my guy loaded. This is what that looks like. Wednesday was another light load, and Thursday brought about some sightseeing. Every now and then, along your travels in the highways and byways out there, you see some really cool stuff. This is a historical site. I'm no history buff, so I'm not even going to try to act like I know, realistically what happened at this site. I'd have to read and do some research. But nonetheless, it was a really cool stop, and I'm glad my driver stopped because this is something you have to do. You can't just sit in your truck all the time, drive. This is your life. Days are going by, weeks are going by. It's worth stopping and checking out the surroundings, smelling the flowers, tasting the coffee, tasting the local food, seeing the sights. Maybe some are historical. Maybe it's just scenic. Enjoy the ride. After that scenic stop, it was a pickup for $550, and these were both to deliver on Friday back towards his home, back deeper in New England. But I gotta say, hat off to you, driver. You know who you are, because he turned this little dump truck on before heading to the drop off, or tried to turn it on, and it didn't start. It was like 8 degrees that night, the night before, Thursday night into Friday. Now, this is important because the plan was to go drop the Bobcat off first, which means he would have had to unload this little dump truck off his trailer, deliver the Bobcat, and then put the dump truck back on his trailer and then go deliver it. Because he tried to start it and it didn't start that morning, Friday morning, when he woke up, then we just rerouted everything. He rerouted everything and decided to go drop off the dump truck first. Number one, because they would hopefully have a way to get it off his trailer. And number two, because if he went to the other place, the Bobcat delivery first, he would not have been able to get it off his trailer. And that would have cost him a lot of time, a lot of headache. And he probably would have been stuck with the little Bobcat over the weekend. And don't forget, Monday and Tuesday in New England are going to be a snowstorm. So very, very smart. Let's play chess for a minute and let's think a few moves ahead. You've started your business, it's going well, but now how do you increase your income? How do you scale your business? How do you grow your business? What's the next step? What's the next opportunity? Where do you go next? Well, here's a few ideas. Number one, develop some direct shippers. That way you don't have to chase the load boards and go wherever these loads may be, driving a lot of miles deadheading, burning a lot of fuel, sitting around waiting for good loads that you may need. If you have direct shippers, you may be able to stay closer to home or at least make more money in less distances and burning less fuel. I've developed direct shippers and direct broker contacts where I get loads that don't even hit the load board, and I explain how to do that in my Ready, Set, Prepare course. Idea number two, you can be fully equipped so nobody can tell you no. This is something that's in my Money, Money, Money course. And am I plugging my 2 courses right now? Absolutely, because that's why I created them, to give you guys more information. Being fully equipped, have your OD load equipment. Have your tarps, have extra ramps, have everything you can possibly need so you can take advantage of as many loads as possible and you're not denied for loads. Number 3, haul vehicles. I go super deep into detail in my Money, Money, Money course on how to haul vehicles, how to fill space, all of that. It's a must for a freight hauler because freight is not always available. The next idea is you can stay on the road longer. If you need to be home every night, you're shooting yourself in the foot. If you need to be home every week, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Maybe you work 2 weeks straight and come home for 2 weeks. Listen, the longer you're on the road, the more you can chase the money, the more money you'll bring home. It's as simple as that. Or maybe you just stay out on the road 2 nights instead of 1, or 3 nights instead of 2. Anything is going to help you. This next one is a must. If you have not started yet and you don't have a CDL, get one before you get started. If you're on the road as a non-CDL hotshot like me, get your CDL because then you can haul more weight on the trailer you already have, or you can even get a 40-foot trailer and haul even more weight or more loads at the same time. But either way, if you want to grow, you need a CDL. If I was on the road still, I'd have one. Next, you can always add another truck and trailer to your fleet. That's more expenses, and I got to tell you, the most important thing with expansion like that is have a dependable driver, or at least screen the living daylights out of the candidates that you are considering putting in a driver's seat. Your driver will make you or break you. And last but not least, in last week's example, I showed that dispatching will run you at least $1,500 a month, if not more. So my last tip to you is learn how to dispatch, learn how to find your own loads. Whether you teach yourself, whether you check all over YouTube and learn how to do it, or whether you buy the course that I'm putting out, a dispatching course, the Money, Money, Money course I'm putting out soon, where I teach you how to do what I do, the way I do it every day for 7 drivers, how I did it for myself when I first started. However you get a hold of this knowledge, you have to get a hold of it because $1,500 a month is $18,000 a year. That's huge money that you would save. Huge. So learning how to dispatch for yourself, finding your own loads, not having to pay a dispatcher is one of the ultimate ways you can squeeze more money out of your business and grow like you're not growing right now. Now look, dispatching isn't for everybody. I'm not saying everybody can dispatch for themselves. It's an art. There's a lot to learn. It's a whole nother job really. But it can be done. I did it from day one in my truck, dispatched myself after I reached out to 2 dispatching companies and they had me sitting in parking lots for days. Not an option. Bills are coming. Money needs to be coming in. Dispatchers are not the devil. They're necessary. But a lot of you can really learn how to do this yourself. And for the rest of you, that's okay. There's dispatchers available for a reason. Let me know in the comment section below this video if these tips ring a bell with you. If you'd like to learn more about them, I'll make more videos about them. You know I love breaking stuff down. Let me know what you want to know, and I'll make videos on that. Just let me know in the comments below. Guys, I got to run, but here's some resources to help get you started. Aside from knowing how to operate each and every single day, these are the 4 main resources required to make money, save money, and be in compliance on the road. I've used each one of these companies since my first day on the road. I still pay for the memberships, and all my drivers that I dispatch for are also successfully using them every day. Feel free to try out any other company you want, but I stick with these guys because their services work, and I like things that work. I don't like headaches. So why are these important? And then I'll show you how to sign up for them. First, Loadboard access. The DAT Loadboard is one of the 2 major load boards. It makes sense to see what loads are moving around you before you go out and buy a truck and trailer. And commercial insurance. I cannot say that enough. I say it in almost every single video. All load boards are membership based. This link gives you the first 30 days for free of your membership. As for factoring, I'm still signed up with the same company I've used since day one, and everybody I dispatch for is also signed up with them for one main reason, because I can help them if they have any questions along the way. I'm familiar with the company. I'm familiar with the app. I have a really good contact inside the company should you have any issues. You can go with whoever you want to for factoring, but if you'd like me to help you out, I have a link coming up for the factoring company that I'm with so that I can help you, again, if you have any questions or issues along the way. Same goes for the fuel card that I use. It's offered by the factoring company that I work with, but even if you are not signed up with them or choose not to sign up with them, you can still gain access to this free fuel card. You can put money on the fuel card and swipe at the pump for diesel as you go, or if you do choose to factor with them, they'll extend you a credit line and you basically fuel up all week and pay it next week from the loads that you ran last week. You're required to have an electronic login device on board, otherwise known as an ELD. I use Keep Trucking for my electronic login device. I always have, I always will, because they're a major company. I didn't want to deal with some rinky-dink startup somewhere that's trying to get their act together and learn the business. These guys are leaders of the pack, and I'm all about that. The hardware works, the software works. If you have a fleet of trucks now, or that's your goal, it's expandable so you can monitor all your trucks that are on the road. They keep up to date with our service regulation changes, and their video tutorials and articles are great as far as wanting to learn and understand all the behind the scenes of an ELD. Plus, it doesn't hurt that if you use my link, you get a $100 Visa gift card to use on whatever you want. I get one too, which I appreciate. If you don't want me to get a Visa gift card and you don't want one either, then go online and sign up for Keep Trucking on your own. But if you do want that, then I'm gonna give you a link to use. All right, now let me show you how to sign up for these. All right, so you can research the web, blogs, forums, read a million comments, or you could just have me send you a link. I'm giving you 4 ways to get links to the services I just talked about. Just go with whatever way works best for you. First, you can email me and say, hey, send me your factoring link, your ELD link, the 30 days free of DAT Loadboard access link, or the link to your free course, and I'll send it right out to you. I'll also put each link up on the screen in a few seconds here. They're not hyperlinks, so you can't click on them, but you could just type them into the Google search bar or whatever search bar you use, and it'll take you to where you can sign up. If you're impatient like me, you want things yesterday, the fastest way is to just go to the comments or description section on the YouTube video you're watching right now. Just click right where you see either one of these 2 fingers pointing, and that'll open up the comment or description section where you can click on whatever links you want and be on your merry way. When you click on my DAT link, the first thing you'll do is choose a subscription level you want. It doesn't matter which one you choose, but this is a subscription though. So your first 30 days are free, and then they'll charge you every month. You can cancel after your first 30 days, but if you're really gonna get on the road, wouldn't you really want to see what live loads are around you? And if you're in a dry area or a really robust, bubbling area for loads? I do everything on my phone, and the screen you're seeing is the screen you're going to see if you click on the link on your phone. And the red box is showing that it says you need a DOT number and a credit card. Yes, you need a credit card or a debit card because this is a subscription, but you do not need a DOT number. They just haven't updated their website. Next, create a username and password, and after that, select your authority type. If you have a DOT or MC number, put it in. If you don't, then choose no DOT, no MC number. You're a carrier who's going to dispatch for themselves, so select carrier dispatcher from the type box, then put in your company name, and that's it. The next few screens are self-explanatory, and you'll be looking at live loads in a few. Factoring is how you get paid when you deliver a load. Here's some of the reasons why I chose my factoring company when I was starting out. Plus, they're a major company, and I've had no issues so far, and neither have any of the drivers that I dispatch for. Click my link, enter your contact information, and they'll reach out to answer any questions you have and explain how their fuel card and factoring services work. If you don't have an MC number yet, no worries, it's not required anyway. They'll still reach out to you and get you all set up. It's just one less thing you have to do later on. This is the screen you'll see when you click my link for an ELD provider. I've used Keep Truckin from the beginning and it's still connected in my truck. Their 24/7 customer service is actually helpful. Plus you can add a dash cam and Wi-Fi service that does not give out when you're in the middle of nowhere. The discount they refer to is their way of saying they're gonna send you a $100 Visa gift card once you order your hardware. And if you don't receive your gift card within a week, let me know in an email. I have a really good contact person within the company. If you're on YouTube, you'll find links to my 3 video trainings in the comments and description sections. And if you're already on my website, just scroll down.